Hey everyone, welcome back to Magic Rising. Today we have a special video because this weekend, Saturday, we have the Council of Magickal Arts' first ever virtual festival, the Virtual Samhain Festival. As a longtime member of CMA, I have to say it was disheartening not to have the physical festivals, but through the hard work and dedication of many volunteers behind the scenes, we were able to get a virtual festival in the works. I talked a little bit about the festival in a previous video, but today I want to talk more about why you should attend. So much like the physical festivals for CMA, this virtual festival has workshops and events and special guests and so many cool things that you can participate in. So I want to get into a little bit of that by starting with the workshops. And again, this is purely just me as a member talking about how excited I am about CMA. I'm not an official volunteer or staff member or anything, and so my intention is purely my own excitement with this whole situation and getting to gather together. So let's go. Starting off, of course, as we know, the festival is going to take place through a series of Zoom links, which are the different rooms that the workshops will take place in. Now, we can't release any of those Zoom links because you have to be a member to attend the CMA Virtual Festival, which makes sense because there were hours and hours of volunteer time and money spent with special guests and the concert and just all of the energy invested into this. Yes, it's a CMA member event, but being a CMA member is a pretty cool thing because you have a dedicated team set aside to plan out all of this stuff. Okay, back to the workshops. Okay, so one of the events is a sound meditation. From the promo material, it looks like it's a little discussion about meditation leading into an actual sound meditation. I think this is a great thing to do, especially given the stress of our current times. Next up is a workshop titled Coven, Circle, Solitary. This is going to be a great one to attend, especially given the circumstances of social distancing and everything, because it's going to discuss the differences between solitary practitioners and then when you're gathering in a group like a coven or a circle. Moving right along, the next one we're going to talk about is Working with the Mighty Dead. So this one's hosted by Virginia, or Dark Elf, and she actually was able to schedule some time to chat a little bit about it. So we're going to go ahead and defer to her.
My workshop is Working with the Mighty Dead of Witchcraft. If you're interested in working with the Mighty Dead of Witchcraft, join me on Saturday for a workshop and meditation to the underworld. We will walk through the door of bones and find the way in search of the Mighty Dead of Witchcraft, contacting the Mighty Dead so we can work with them.
So exciting. Okay, the next one, Culture and Diaspora. This one's going to be hosted by Tao and Stefan was able to get aside some time as well to kind of talk a little bit about more of what that is. So, roll the clip.
Our workshop is called Culture and Diaspora, so we want to give people a place to talk about that and talk about how our heritages have affected our journey, because we all come from very different places. Realistically, we try to get people thinking about sort of their upbringing and how their upbringing may have affected the way that they practice paganism. And most people, they'll come in and they'll put up this big wall and kind of try and divorce themselves from their upbringing. That's what most people try to do. But then what you end up doing, what you end up seeing as we keep talking about this, there are like certain questions you can ask, or, people just riff long enough. They'll kind of stumble into this realization. There will be like kind of some aspect of their family history that has sort of created what they've done, even if it's like more of a chosen family thing than a blood family thing. And you get people having this conversation enough, and they start realizing there's this kind of evolving understanding of not just the culture, but of one's own sort of place, like in the ecosystem. But it's still a very, very powerful thing to understand where you come from and how those things have affected your journey, and how those things make you the same but also different from everyone else. Everyone is ultimately a product of the past, present, and future of everything that is around them. And that is especially true at the moment of birth and in our developmental years. It's very, very important to think about how that sort of thing has constructed us. And for me, this is a way to sort of examine that and get out of that mindset of of no culture.
Culture is so important, especially when you're part of a larger organization. Okay, what's next? Comanche energy drumming. This workshop is promoting drumming and chanting in the use of that and its energy for magical working. So based on the promo, it says to bring your instruments and your voice. That should be a really fun, interactive workshop. Ooh, another workshop that's coming up is gonna be Skyfather, pagan god of the heavens. I'm not too familiar with this, so it's extra interesting to me, but it's talking about the Indo-European Skyfather. I wasn't able to get to the host, Chris Godwin, in time to get a little bit more information, but it sounds interesting and definitely you should go. Okay, another informational workshop, we have Public Rituals Made of Awesome. One of the challenging aspects to having a group of people that you want to perform rituals with is actually planning and carrying out a ritual. And that's just coming from me, having been a part of groups that have done this and try to do it myself. And so this workshop looks very interesting, especially considering the virtual nature of our world right now and that we can connect through virtual means to do rituals. How can those be more successful? And so I think this one's definitely going to be a very cool workshop as far as informationally speaking and discussive for getting those rituals to be successful and effective. All right, and so the next one I want to talk about is one that I kind of am very interested in, as you know from my other videos, is the tarot. So there's 2 tarot workshops hosted by Luke Bonecutter, and one is studying the major arcana, and the other is talking about the minor arcana. So I love themes, and when you reference the themes of the cards and the stories of the cards and the numerology and all of the different symbolic aspects, I really want to attend these workshops just because I love learning more about tarot, and I am by no means an expert, and so I would love to learn from someone who's studying this and offering a workshop for this. I'm gonna fail at pronouncing this next one, I think, but from what I saw, it's called Venatru, Walk on the Wild Side of Heathenry. With a name like that, I mean, that's just super interesting. Oof, and look at the description. I mean, visionary journeying and just the untamed umbrella. Okay, I'm getting too excited. But that one definitely looks interesting because it's not something I've ever heard of before. And so when I don't hear about something and I don't know about it, it makes me want to learn. So I would say go check that one out too. Ooh, and another Indo-European workshop, we have the Night Hag, the Indo-European grandmother goddess, where the Skyfather was talking about the god. This one looks like it's talking about the goddess, kind of that crone figure, which is especially fitting for the Samhain season. But I like this one a lot because it does mention in the promo that it's talking about lore from India to Ireland, basically comparing a bunch of different cultures and their representations of the crone. So this one is actually something I'm super interested in as well. This next one doesn't really strike an interest with me, but it's called Into Manhood, Coming of Age in the 21st Century. Now, regardless of what your views on gender are, some people do have gendered opinions of themselves. And so this is going to be an interesting workshop focused on the relationship between father and son and coming of age rituals for that sort of growing up. Okay, now we have the next one, divination, reading signs. So being a fan of tarot and finding symbology and interesting focal points in the cards, this workshop seems super interesting. There's a lot that's happening in our world around us, and it's often happening when you don't even notice it. So what it sounds like this workshop is gonna do is guide us through and explore a little bit about when you can pick up on those tiny little details that are happening in the world and just different times where you can really grasp these small little messages being thrown at you in your day-to-day life that you might otherwise not notice. Okay, and the last workshop I'm going to talk about is Hellenism and hospitality. But I'm not really going to talk about it so much as the workshop host, Katya, is going to talk about it. So take it away, Katya.
I'm doing a workshop on Hellenism and hospitality. And I've been working with my buddy Linz to build the Naus Templum out at CMA, which is the Greek temple that's off in the Phoenix Meadow. We've got an altar up and we've got some places where the pillars are going to be. It's a labor of love and a work in progress. But we're trying to make a space for Greek Reconstructionists to come and worship and learn more about our faith. As part of that, every festival I've pledged to put on some sort of Greek Reconstructionist ritual or workshop or offering for the community. So this is the first virtual thing we've done. It's the first virtual thing CMA has done, and it is the first virtual workshop I've ever done. So we are going to be talking about hospitality both on a micro level and a macro level. So we're going to look at what you can do to show someone hospitality in your own home, but also ways you can take that hospitality and that devotion out to the wider world and scale that impact.
All right, thanks so much for tuning in to Magic Rising for a little bit of a glimpse into the different workshops that are going to be available at the upcoming CMA Samhain Festival. Speaking as a member, I am very excited to attend, and so the reason I put this whole video together is because I want everyone else to be excited to attend. I want to grab all you people who are members who missed the physical festivals, and I want to encourage new people out there to join up and join CMA and attend this virtual connection of a community that's otherwise divided by social distance and stupid COVID. All right, so hopefully pretty soon I'll also have some videos posted for the different rituals that are happening at the festival, as well as the special guests. There's a concert going on and just other little special events. And we're also gonna take a little bit of time to chat with some of our CMA vendors because they can't go to festival and sell things, and I miss going to Vendors Row so much, so I figured why not just volunteer to highlight some of their awesome shops. Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by Magic Rising, and we will see you soon. I can bring you guys to festival because it's virtual. You're not crazy if they talk back.